Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app.
Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, and what I'm really into these days, mysteries and thrillers.
Love them. And one of our friends, Elena Urquhart, you might know her from a little podcast called Morbid, wrote The Butcher and the Wren. It's a really great thriller about a serial killer. I mean, it is so scary. I cannot wait for the next one. And I love to listen to it.
And guess what? As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500.
You're at a place you just discovered. And being an American Express Platinum card member with global dining access by Resi helped you score tickets to quite the dining experience.
Oh, okay, chef.
You're looking at something you've never seen before, much less tasted. After your first bite, you say nothing because you're speechless. That's the powerful backing of American Express. See how to elevate your dining experiences at americanexpress.com/with-Amex. Terms apply.
VR training platforms, like the one developed by Fundamental VR and Orbis International, are helping surgeons train over and over before operating on real patients.
As you practice each skill, the muscle memory starts to develop.
Learn more at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
Well, hello and welcome to What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap we love to talk about on Ye Old Brovs. I'm Ronnie Karam, that's my name. I'm with my little friend and lover, lover of television shows, not lover of mine. His name is Ben Mantelker. Hello, Ben.
Hi, I'm really excited. I'm standing today instead of sitting, slumping over in my chair. I'm bringing standing energy to this episode.
Well, have fun with that. I'm not going to be watching you on the video because I hate standing. I don't like people who stand. I don't like seeing it. I don't approve of it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I hate standing, but I feel like otherwise I'm just turning into like a snail shell. And so here we are. I'm up on my feet, and we're here to talk Miami. Although I guess before we do that, we've got some live shows coming up: London, Birmingham, Dublin. Ronnie, I just kind of took over. This is your spiel to do. This is your spiel today.
No, you do it, Stander.
I'm bringing that big standing energy to the announcements, everyone.
Just can't help himself. He's standing up. Watch out, everybody.
Suddenly, I'm just running the world. Yeah, we're going to Europe. So London, Dublin, and Birmingham. It's going to be so great. And then actually, even before that, Netflix is a Joke Festival here in Los Angeles. We're going to be at the Kookaburra Lounge. That's early May. The European shows are late May. So it's going to be a really fun May. It's going to be May. So come join us in whichever city that is easiest for you to come join us in, because we always have a great time. And then, of course, we're on Patreon, so you can watch us on Patreon, not just listen. Get access to also a bonus episode, and there's just lots of fun stuff. It's the complete Crappens experience. All the links for our shows, our Patreon, everything, go to watchwhatcrappens.com. And you will find that your life will be deeply enriched by the experience. And then for today, by the way, another reason why you should do that is because last week our bonus episode was part 1 of the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. And we're here to do part 2 because that's what we're here to do today. And should we here's a quick recap for people who did not listen to the bonus episode. This is what the reunion was last week. You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar. You're lying. Why are you lying about it, though?
You're a liar.
I never lie.
No, but you lie.
Like everybody knows that I don't like lie, though.
No. But I didn't say that you're a liar. I said you all lie. 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 Can I get a khaki? I can't even look at her face. Can I get a khaki?
And that was it. This show is literally insane. Everybody on it's insane. And wow. Bravo put up a GIF, I guess, a GIF, as the kids call them these days. And it was all the ladies in the Housewives just talking at one time. It was just little squares of their faces, all talking at one time. I mean, hilarious, and just works so well for this show, because that's literally all it is crazy ladies yelling the whole time at once, you know? Mm-hmm. So
you can tell that this is Andy Cohen's least favorite reunion to do, because ever since their very first reunion 10 or 11 years ago, they just all talk all at once. Like, no, given that there's a good amount of crosstalk in every reunion, especially New Jersey, where Andy has to be like, be quiet. Nothing compares to the Miami reunions. This is like, you do not get a word in edgewise. Andy loses his mind. And in this episode, you can just see him, like, you can see him really contemplating whether or not he's going to host any other reunion for any franchise after this show. You just see the light go out in his eyes.
Well, it's a lot. It is a lot. So we ended where Alexia, Gertie is making Alexia admit or tell everybody that Larsa called and dropped some veiled threats, implying that, well, not even implying, outright accusing Larsa of, if she's mad at somebody, threatening them if they don't stay on her side, which basically apparently she did at Alexia's wedding, because Alexia was... Larsa and Lisa had gotten into a fight, and apparently Larsa was like, you better take my side, because there are things going on at your wedding that I can talk about. If I was really a bad person, I could be accusing people at your wedding of doing drugs, but I'm not a bad person. Right. So Alexia does that. She's like, okay, well, you said that you could tell people what they were doing at my wedding. And Lisa's like, who doesn't do coke? I mean, I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
Everyone in Miami does coke. I mean, everyone but me, who's fighting for custody of my children.
Right. So that's where we ended up. So also, everybody was on coke at that wedding, I'm assuming. And I like that she's not even veiling it. She's clearly talking about Lisa, right? Because she's saying, this girl's fighting with me, but I could reveal what she was doing at your wedding, which that fucking cokehead at your wedding. I didn't say anything like that, you know? To me, that's what she's saying.
I didn't think of that, but I could see that for sure. So then what happened was they go on their lunch break, and they're all, you know, in their dressing rooms or whatever, and Larsa's there with Marcus, and Alexia comes into Larsa's dressing room acting like they haven't just been screaming at each other for the past, 10 minutes. And she comes in and she's like very like, oh, it's nice dressing room. The lighting's really good in here. Look at this. Oh, I really like the way I look. I gotta take a photo in this lighting. Oh, your dress is nice. It's a nice dress. You should like not wear that cape. Just like, it's beautiful. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's like this very tense small talk, and you're just waiting for them to explode again.
She's like, well, but like, I feel like I have to like talk to you, like, because like I feel like, I was supportive at your wedding. Like, I was like the first one at your wedding, and then like I was the last one to leave at your wedding, and then now you're using the media over my head, and you're like calling me like a liar, like what?
No, I'm not calling you a liar. I said you're all liars.
By the way, the last thing she said in the last scene, Larsa was going, whatever, you're not telling the truth. And she goes, oh, really? You like to scare people. And that whole story happened. And your lies affect me in this group. Okay? So she literally just called her a liar. And now she's like, I said you were all liars. And she's like, I stick up for you. Like, I stick up for you. And it just cuts to Adriana listening while she eats her lunch.
Yeah. And then we get like extensive, like, don't call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. Well, Peter, don't call me a liar. You said I lied about Todd. I did not lie about Todd. And she goes, yeah, but like, you want to just like put that all on Adriana? It wasn't Adriana. Because, well, it was a lot of things. I speak the truth. And I've been more open than anybody on this cast.
I'm more open. I'm more open than anyone. Like,
I'm actually more open. I'm like a store. I'm like at 24 hours. I'm like a 7-Eleven. I'm open. I'm the most open all the time, 24/7.
I'm open. And Larsa's like, Alexia's like, I'm out of here. And Larsa goes, but wait, what am I not open about? What am I not open about on the show? And she goes, that's not the point. It literally is the point you just made. That's the most frustrating thing on this show. No one even holds on to an argument. They just switch it the second that someone beat the best that side of their argument. She's like, oh, yes. Really? Well, at least I'm open. I'm open. No, you're not. When am I not open? That wasn't my point. My point is you're a liar. Don't call me a liar. I didn't call you a liar. You did just call me a liar. No, I didn't.
I mean, and Alexia's like, yeah, it's not the point that you're not open. It's like, you're telling me about my wedding. So like, well, so now the argument's about that you're mad that Larsa has a different narrative about the wedding. I was like, no, I thought you were supposed to be mad that Larsa was threatening to go to the media to make the wedding sound bad, not that she has a different narrative of the wedding.
Now she's mad at Larsa for bringing up the wedding when she was the one who brought up the wedding. You know, you cannot fucking win. So then Nicole's getting makeup in her room and she's like, oh my God, have you ever walked into a dog pound where they're just all yapping? It's like that. Or like a hen house or something.
Great contribution, Nicole. And then we go back to Alexia, who's like, you know, all you did at my wedding was arguing with Lisa. And Larsa's like, okay. I like, that's what you did at my wedding. And it was like my wedding. I don't know if you know, it was my wedding. I had a wedding.
Yeah?
No, do you remember I had a wedding?
But what about what you did at my charity event? Because you made it all about your birthday. I love that she's comparing her charity event to somebody's wedding.
I know.
And then Alexia goes, what? What charity event? What?
Yeah, you know, the charity event, Lynn, like, for the XYZ and this and that foundation. And like,
For
you
the
took it upon
children
yourself.
without likes?
For the children likes that are in need, like. That's actually the name of it. It's called the CTLTINL.
It's the school like program.
INL.
It's like for thirsty children to get likes in school. It's like really
It's
hard
for
going to
children.
school when you don't have likes.
Children who struggle with their ABCs because they can't get to the XYZs and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, yeah, you took it upon yourself to show your lavish lifestyle with Todd by giving you a watch at my charity event. Like, Alexia's like, oh, well, you know, Todd gave me a present. Like, how are you comparing Todd making it about me because it was my birthday and I decided to participate in your charity event that you should never have done because it was on my birthday?
But I didn't know it was your birthday. She goes, that's the problem, right? Right there, that you didn't know it was my birthday. And Lisa
Like,
just goes, well, how did we get here? How did we get here?
I love Alexia is like upset that she has to help others, help the needy, when she could be actually like be receiving jewels at a nice restaurant.
Yeah, you know what? Like, the charity event was me coming to your event. That was the charity. So, like, do I get a tax write-off or what? And so Lisa's like, come on, guys, we're friends. And Larsa's like, yeah, but you know what? Like, it hurts my feelings when my friend is like, I'm the only one who tells the truth. Because, like, that hurts me. Like, I feel like it. And, like, I've known you the longest. Like. And Gertie just passes by and she hears her and she goes, oh, I've known you the longest.
Okay, well, you know what? Like, if we gotta go, let's go. Because now they're like, okay, ladies, we gotta go backstage. We gotta go back on stage. She's like, okay, well, if we gotta go, we gotta go. Like, you know what though? She brings it up and like we can talk about what really happened because we know what really happened. I'm telling you, like when you say everyone's a liar except for me, it's like hurtful to your friend. Like, what kind of friend are you? The sort of friend who like goes to a charity event instead of celebrating her own birthday because that's how good I really am. I'm like a star. The star just went to your charity event and you don't even say thank you.
You're welcome. So then they go back to the set, and Jody's kissing Lisa. He's like, you're going to do great today. Everything's going to do great. Okay, all right. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be like Mary Sol today, peeing all over the place. And she's like, you should have done the Aunt Lisa Rinna pee pad thing. So she's got...
Well, somebody wanted me to do a dildo ad, which has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And by the way, I think Kiki would love that because you know what? Kiki loves dildos and they pay 10 grand for you to show a dildo. And Kiki's like, oh, really? Oh, even better. I mean, I have my dildo. Guys, I have a dildo in my drawer next to my bed. Sometimes my daughter doesn't even know. She'll leave and she thinks it's a toy. She's running around and my mom thinks it's a toy. She doesn't even know. So I leave and I come back and the dildo's on the corner and they're just running around with dildo. I get a dildo and dildo. I was like, whoa, Kiki. That really opened up a whole insight into her world.
Yeah, sure did. High cabinets. I would just suggest a high cabinet. So Kiki's like, Kiki's going on about her dildos and stuff. And she says her mom doesn't watch the show because she doesn't know enough English. And Andy goes, maybe that's good. Kind of jealous of your mom right now. I'm going to be honest. All right, we're back. Jared from the Pervert Sandwich Shop says, Lisa, do your kids still think Jody is their gay uncle? And it just cuts to Jody, who looks like a stuffed owl. I mean, he looks like a taxidermied Homer Simpson.
He definitely has big taxidermy energy. And Lisa's like, no, they know exactly who he is and they love him. But do they still think he's gay? No. Oh, well, that's great. How did they react? He's like, well, Logan knew all along. I mean, Logan's smarter than all of us. I mean, he's like, I knew, Mom, because he kept on saying, meet my boyfriend, Jody. I guess I let the cat out of the bag on that one a little early.
Logan's so smart. I mean, he may not seem like he knows much, but he knows exactly how many calories are in a peanut M&M's bag. Okay?
Logan knows how many hours there are between cheat days. He's so smart.
Let me tell you, he can give you a full definition of trans fats. Okay? Smart kid, Andy.
And Andy's like, well, and then what's going on with Lenny? Because your divorce seems...
And she's like, yeah, it's gotten even worse. I mean, I don't even know what this guy's motive is. He's suing me for forks and knives at this point, Andy. Okay? He's got it out for me.
They put something up on the screen that's like, Lisa takes $500 million worth of art from the home. You know?
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, art, that is mine, my art. I love I mean, this is such a terrible divorce, but like I am also fascinated. Like she's like, those forks and knives, they're my forks and knives. And like between the forks and knives and the high Instacart charges, like what dinner parties is she secretly having? What is happening? What banquets is she throwing?
Yeah. So Andy's like, why do the police keep getting involved? And she goes,
yeah, because, it's like something to do with the plant. Okay, I own the plants, and he's fighting me. He's fighting me for the plants, Andy.
Well, and did he call the police on your mom and Aunt Beulah and Aunt Jan or whatever her name was?
And she's like, yes, the story. She goes,
yeah, because he was out of town, and he brought what's-her-face to the house, and she's like prancing around there in her lingerie, and my aunt takes a photo, and that's when I called the police.
It's like, oh my God, what? So
I was
the
confused.
Girlfriend is staying in the house while Lenny is gone, while you and your mother and aunt are there?
I think Lisa was in Mykonos because she says, while we were in Mykonos, he was like, Lenny was like, I don't want them there. So I guess where the mom and the aunt, I forget the aunt's, Aunt Dell. So mom and Aunt Dell were in the house, I guess, maybe to look after the kids when Lenny, I don't know what that was, but Lenny didn't like it. But then I wasn't sure who called the police. Was it that mom and Aunt Dell called the police, or did the girlfriend call the police?
I thought Lisa called the police.
Maybe Lisa called the police. Maybe Lisa called the police because she saw the girlfriend prancing around in lingerie. Either way, no matter who called the police, this was not a police situation.
This is not a police. This is misuse of police funds, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is crazier than ever, And then she's like,
but you know what? Now I'm out of the house, so it just feels so much better.
And Gertie's like, liberation. This is what we wanted. And they're like, yeah, we just wanted you to be free, girl. And he's like,
okay, so now I read that you're living in a $32,000 a month apartment mansion. What's that about?
And Marisol's like, poor monkey, I just feel so bad for her. Am I right?
Liberated Lisa is in this $32,000 a month condo. Jody's paying half and Lenny's paying the other half. So it's good to see her really getting on her feet and being able to do things for herself.
Truly. I mean, this is basically like Lisa's version of burning her bra. It's so touching. It's going to change generations of people in this country.
She is just really making such strong stances here. She's making
Seriously.
so much progress.
And I like that she's like, well, I mean, I didn't want to have to drive my kid all the way to South Beach. I mean, that's like an hour away, okay? And then, so like to find anything decent in our neighborhood, it's expensive. So Jody wanted me to have a nice place, so he's paying half. I thought Jody couldn't live with you, or you were going to be cut off or something. I don't know. This whole
thing is so fucked. It is so fucked, and it's like this is going to turn into something. This is going to turn into like a film noir or whatever. Like it's just like the ex and the boyfriend are both paying for $32,000 a month for Lisa. That is so wild and so exorbitant. Like I don't know. Isn't there like a 1-bedroom somewhere that you can just like temporarily park it at, for crying out loud? So, anyway.
I mean, not even a 1-bedroom. Like, you don't have to live like a pauper. I mean, for Christ's sake, you had Lenny's children. I don't think she should be like living low, but $32,000 a month.
$32,000 a month. There's probably something that is like $6,000 a month that has 3 bedrooms, like that's probably perfectly fine and perfectly lovely and perfectly cute. But like $32,000 is wild. So Lisa's like, yeah, it's in my MSA, marital settlement agreement. It says I have to live in the proximity of the house with the kids, and I was looking for places, but like, yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, Jody wanted to help pitch in. Let's look at the camera backstage. Let's look at Jody smiling and how excited he is to pay $16,000 a month to rent. That's not even going towards building equity. How happy are you, Jody? He's like, oh.
He's like,
He's like, I'm so happy. I'm really happy about this. I'm so happy.
let's see. Bonuses.
So Andy,
okay, so Andy's
we didn't
like,
actually see him backstage. I just want to point out, if I confused you, Ronnie, we didn't actually see him backstage, but in my mind, I'm just imagining Jody backstage just doing that weird smile he does, like, yeah, you know, if it makes her happy, then that makes me happy. It's like, great, yeah. You know.
Yeah, he looks like a human that got trapped in the body of a doll. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Welding instructor Alex DeClaire knows VR training platforms like Forge FX help students master their skills.
There's a big learning curve with welding. Virtual reality simulates that exact muscle memory that they need.
Learn more at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
Hey, it's Payne, and I'm here to tell you that we're back with a brand new season of Up and Vanished, called Up and Vanished in the Midnight Sun. In this newest season of Up and Vanished, I'm investigating an unsolved missing persons case in Nome, Alaska, on the edge of the Arctic Circle. Florence Okpialek, an Alaska native, was last seen on August 31st, 2020, and I've spent the last year in Alaska trying to find out what happened to her, putting myself in the most dangerous positions I've ever been in. You don't want to miss this brand new season of Up and Vanished. It is by far the most intense investigation I've ever been a part of. From Tenderfoot TV, Up and Vanished in the Midnight Sun is available right now. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
So Andy's like, so what about this house being built? And Lisa's like, well, he has to build the house, so he can't get away, you know. But, you know, it's not under my name because, you know, he wouldn't do that. So the condition is that it has to be under the kid's name. And so the LLC is called No Cheat Days, Inc. So that's what we're going for. And Marisol's like, wait, but can Jody live there? And she's like, no. Well, he tried that, but so he can live there. But if I get married, quote unquote, but it's not like I'm in a rush to get married.
So she's living in her children's house, but then she gets kicked out of her children's house if she gets married. Because, I mean, I understand, because Lenny's like, why would I pay for your house if you're married to someone else? But, like, this whole situation is so messed up. Like, this does not seem like it will ever have a healthy outcome. I mean, the good news for Lenny, or not for Lenny, the good news for anyone is that this house is never going to get built. Like, we know this house will never even materialize. Yeah. So as much as we talk about the tangled relationship here, it's not really an issue because it's never going to happen.
So then we move to the Palm Beach talk, and everyone was against Lisa in Palm Beach, and then we see the gossip that Lenny had alleged in the press that she was planting listening devices in his car, and then Alexia getting in a fight with, like, well, I can take money from Todd because I'm with Todd, but you're not with Lenny, so, like, it's less embarrassing for me because, like, Todd's rich, but, like, Lenny's rich, but he's not with you, stupid. And somehow, however they got into that conversation, that's our next thing up. And so Gertie's like, okay, look, I'm going to just say right now, that trip, it did not come off right, what we were trying to say, because I saw it on TV and I said, oh my God, no, that did not come off right. And Lisa's like, yeah, you guys ambushed me. And you did it in a place where I'm trying to make things better. That was about America trying to smell like a Hochstein.
Yeah, she's like, you know, I just felt ambushed, I felt interrogated. And Alexia goes, yeah, but like, it was coming from a good place, Lisa. Like, you take everything defensive. Like, can we please rewind 2 seconds ago to, you're a liar, no, you're a liar, no, you're a liar, you're a liar. I'm like, Alexia accusing someone of being defensive is LOL.
So then Gertie's like, I mean, you just got so upset. And Lisa goes, I'm in the battle of my life. And Alexia goes, oh, really? Because I think Gertie's battle is a little bit worse than your battle. I'm like, oh, God, you're not allowed to use that as defense for yourself.
I know.
And Kiki's like, yeah, this is true. Her battle is cancer. And Gertie's like, no. My battle is life and death. She just takes a wig out of her purse and throws it across the room. Like, how dare you?
Don't diminish what I was fighting about. Don't diminish what I was fighting about. You're talking about finances. I'm talking about my kids.
And Gertie's like, yeah, but they were healthy. They were healthy children, and they're alive. She's like ripping off another, like throwing a purse and throwing a leg at her across the room. And Marisol's sighing, and Lisa's fake crying, going, you can't compare cancer to children. Like, the show is so crazy.
They're trying to pull all their cards.
They're all playing every single card every time they're in a confrontation. So Andy goes, guys, it's not a competition. And Lisa's like fake crying, but no tears are coming out. She's just going, I feel sick. I feel sick, Andy.
You're making it about finances, and that's not what this is about. That's part of it. It's a large part of it.
It's literally all about finances.
But
if that
children.
was some poor man, you would not be sitting here crying. You would already be married to Jody, living somewhere else.
This is about my family and kids and making sure I have enough money to pay for their lean cuisines and for another Rolls Royce for me. Don't diminish that. Yeah, Gertie's like, no, and I understand that, even though your kids are alive and well, but I understand that. And Nicole's like, well, you guys are both going through things, and like looking back at the footage, once Gertie had a breakdown at Marisol's lunch and she stormed out, you were like, what's happening here? And then in Mexico, she's vomiting, and we're escorting her to an ambulance, and you're looking for lip gloss. I'm just trying to say you're pretty self-involved, Lisa.
But that clip was so funny. Gertie's like on the floor. They're like, oh my God, is Gertie going to be okay? She's like, has anyone seen my lip gloss? Anyone seen it? Looking all over for the phone. And then we cut back for the clip, and Gertie goes, cringe. Cringe, that was. That was cringe. I was cringing when you were doing that.
Yeah, no, but when we got off the boat, yes, I was looking for my lipstick, but I was looking for everyone else's shit too. Guess what? I found Marisol's Tic Tacs. Did I not find your Tic Tacs? And Gertie, I did find a little thing of Banaka, little like mouth spray, found that for you. Okay. Also, a small package of Fig Newtons that was down there. So you know what? I think I was being pretty selfish. Selfless.
And you know why I did it? Because I'm a mother with children.
Okay, Lisa, Jesus Christ. So Andy's like, okay, so where does the custody battle stand? She goes,
I'll tell you this much. The judge found that I am a mother.
She say how like the tough parts, like the key.
Is anything coming out?
Oh, yeah. It's tough when you're trying to raise children. We're trying to find tchotchkes at the bottom of a gondola. And there's just so much going on in your life and your friends don't understand. I found chiclets down there. I found chiclets and no one seems to even respect that. Sandy's like, okay, well, I wish you the best in landing this plane, which will probably just be a terrible crash. So moving on. Hey,
don't hit the brakes in the sky.
Tide from Pods wants to ask this. I know I might be in the minority, but I thought it was fun to see an old face and Anna show up. Pun included.
So now it's why did you invite Anna to your party? And then Alexia whips out a stack of Xeroxed papers, and she's like, oh, I'm going to answer this. And Marisol's like, well, why can't I answer? It's a question for me. I have papers. Do you have papers? I have papers because of this. And you know what? I had to leave that party because of you, Marisol. And she goes, yeah, so that's a question to me. I should answer it. But I have papers.
Listen, I thought this was really cruel and calculated thing. Adriana knows more than Nicole probably doesn't. That okay, so on Mother's Day, it's very hard for me because my mom died on Mother's Day. Did you notice that? Marisol, she chokes herself up and then she starts screaming. She doesn't even give herself a moment to choke, have the here's my tears, obviously the tears are warranted. Her mother died. That's a serious thing. We all love Mama Elsa. But the way that she's trying to turn this into it was hard for me because it was Mother's Day and my mom died on Mother's Day. Really trying to manipulate the situation.
And then Adriana was kind of my hero on this part because she's like, that wasn't real Mother's Day. That was not real. That was Hubris Day. That was Hubris Day. It was not even Mother's Day. Da hubris.
But you brought that motherfucker there to come for me and Alexia. You were there.
On Mother's Day. She goes, no, it was not Mother's Day.
She died on Mother's Day. She died on Mother's Day or 1 or 2 weeks around Mother's Day.
So Adriana just keeps doing her repeating fighting where she just keeps going, hubris, Mother's Day, hubris. And Andy's like, let her speak. And she's like, no, because she's lying. It's not the real day. And he goes, we heard you the first 8 times. And she's like, fine. Go ahead then.
I was really excited to go because I thought Nicole and I were moving forward. And I was like, you know, I'm a stepmom now. I have a new bedazzled cup that I consider my child. That makes me a little bit of a mother too. So it's all a new experience for me.
And Andy's like, okay, well, better call from Anthony. Says, Nicole, I don't think you're as innocent as you act. You say how Alexia and Marisol reacted last year to Anna at the reunion. So why do you think it was okay to invite her to this thing? She goes, Anna told me that she had spoken to Marisol and Alexia over the years and they were fine. And Alexia's like, you know what matters? Timeline. Timeline matters. Timeline matters.
Go back.
Timeline matters.
Go back. Timeline.
Timelines
All right,
matter.
let her speak. All right, well, she said that like around COVID, she decided to host a fundraiser for charity where all the housewives were donating dresses. Alexia, and we all participated. You're all liars. And Nicole's like, yeah. And she said that was actually brought the whole cast back together. And she was on speaking terms with everyone. And she had spoken to Marisol for an hour on the phone.
And so they're like, oh, whatever, you know, this is all bullshit. And Alexia's like, but in New York, you said that you sat here and you said that Anna talked to me. But you know what? That says a lot about you guys because you said something like you don't spread the rumors. So what about that? And we see the clip of her being like, yeah, I talked to her, but like, I'm not going to tell you why because like, I don't spread rumors. So now looking back on it, I guess that was kind of like I know a lot, but I won't bring it up here, guys, because I'm a good person.
So basically, that it sounds like Anna and Alexia were on good terms after this fundraiser, but then Nicole said this thing which suggested that Anna may still be spreading lies, which has Alexia really peeved. And so Alexia goes, you know what? She told you rumors, and like, look at all the signs, Nicole. You know, and everyone knows, Nicole. Like, you did have something to do with it, and I'm not questioning that. And Nicole then goes, you know what though? Andy did a poll, and 95% of the population that responded said I didn't have anything to do with it. I was like, wow, that is an amazing voter turnout. 95% of America weighed in and said she's innocent.
Alexia's like, you know what? This is why our relationship went bad. This is where it went bad because I gave you a chance. And Nicole's like, you have never given me a chance in all of these years. And Alexia's just yelling. And Nicole's like, you know, you've had such a hard-on for me that you can't even see the forest for the trees. And then Alexia just stops, like, trying to compute what that means. She's like,
there's no forest in Miami.
What? There's no palm trees and forests. Wait a minute.
Forest?
Is
in
there?
Miami?
Forest.
There's no. I mean, you know, there's a forest in Scotland where I got married / not really married. So there's a forest there if you want to talk about it.
So Alexia, I just love that she literally, Alexia was like, you know, blah, 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 blah. Forest for the trees. Blink, blink, blink in Spanish. Blink in Spanish.
She's just trying to figure out that concept. But like,
so funny.
How do you not see the trees if you're in the forest? Like, that's what you see.
I died. Hold on, I'm looking up the word for blink in Spanish. So I can stop saying blink in Spanish.
Blink in Spanish, blink in Spanish.
Parpadear. It doesn't really have the same...
Blink, blink, blink. It's not unlike the Alexia News Network jingle. So Nicole's like, I mean, you have such like a hard on for me. I think you need to go to the bathroom and rub one out.
No, Nicole
and
said
like,
that.
Whoa.
Yeah, Nicole's like, you have a boner for me. And Marisol's like, oh my God, I don't know why everybody's so upset. I was busy getting not married in Scotland. And so Andy's like, okay, so you were told to watch out for Marisol, right? Is that the person you trust the least? And Nicole's like, yes, because they were so upset about Anna that they turned my event into chaos. And then it turned into me not being invited to her event. But when we wrapped the cameras and the cameras were gone that day, who ended up staying at Mr. C's drinking with me all day? In fact, she, I have a video of it, Andy. I'm going to show it to you. This was after the Mamacita's luncheon. So she pulls out this video, and Marisol's like, oh my God, here I am with my best friend Nicole. Amazing to be with you, girlfriend. Just love it. Why don't you come hang out with us, Alexia?
Boo Bear, where are you, Boo Bear? Boo Bear, come on, Boo Bear. And she came into my car and sat on my lap. And Lisa goes, yeah, we went to my house afterwards and looked at all the art that I own and forks and knives and plants.
And Alexia is furious when she hears this. She's like, what? She was on your lap in the car? And so Nicole's like, yeah, so if you can laugh and you can have drinks with me and then sit in my lap, then you don't get to not invite me to your lunch. That's so rude. And Marisol goes, well, how was I supposed to know that was your car? Everybody has the same Rolls Royce.
I can't tell the Rolls Royces apart. Well, actually, it's not Lisa's car because she showed up to that luncheon famously in a Honda.
So,
and you saw her come up in a Honda because he said, why the hell are you driving a Honda, Lisa?
Adriana's like, I felt so bad for Nicole because I did something and she had to take the heat for it. So, because I feel bad that she had to take a blame, I have something for everybody. And she gets up, everybody's groaning oh no. God, and she goes up and reaches behind something, behind the couch for something, another prop. And Marisol's like, oh my God, I don't want to be on the same show as this person. This is embarrassing. By the way, while we're paused, this is my new bedazzled coffee cup.
I know, says Marisol, the carrot top of this show. So Adriana pulls out a rose that she picked up from D'Agostino's or a bodega. And she's like, you know what? I feel so bad. And, I feel bad that you took so much heat. And Alexia, I know that you don't believe what Anna said, but like you said, I apologize to you because it was shitty. I was shady.
So Andy's like, well, Anna was not the only source of tension at that luncheon. Baby from Back Rib says, Julia, it feels like you were calling Lisa a bad mother in Palm Beach. I was not. I was saying you are a terrible mother. Well, that's kind of calling her a bad mother. No, Andy, no. Here's what I was saying. God is better mother than you. You are a terrible mother. Never have children. Please don't have more children. That's all I said, Andy.
Well, she felt an implication, and I know that you felt that Lisa disparaged you at Mother's Day for saying you had 3 baby daddies. Yes, but, okay, I did not hear what you say. It went over goat head, but that came to me as shock. And then last week when I saw, it brought pain from me. But we've had dinners together. We hung out together. I bought Instacart for you and gave you forks and knives together, okay? We have an open line of communication.
So basically, Julia's saying, I didn't even hear her say the baby daddy thing, but then when I heard it on TV, I got pissed off and I went to Instagram. And Lisa's like, why would you go to Instagram when we're friends? You should have just told me you were upset about it, which is kind of hilarious because Lisa lives on Instagram. On Instagram, and so she's like, I just didn't understand what you said, and that was really cold. And Lisa's like, you started it, which is my favorite Real Housewives argument ever. You started it, and she goes, I didn't mean it like that. Well, how did you mean it, Lisa? I mean, right. What kind way did you mean? You have 3 baby daddies.
No, Lisa was definitely being shady, but then I was surprised at the way that Julia interpreted it because she posted on Instagram, attempting to frame the way my children came into this world as anything but joyful blessings. It's disgusting and impermissible. Okay, I assume I predicted that, but then the unspeakable viciousness of invoking the memory of my late son in an attempt to attack me is simply unforgivable, which I did not necessarily pick that up from what Lisa was saying. That was not my takeaway from it, but I mean, obviously Julia has a lot of trauma reasonably from this. So I was a little surprised that Julia's reaction went to that place.
I wasn't really. I mean, look, last season, Alexia, look at all that happened after Adriana said, my son, I broke my foot, like with Frankie. And then that turned into like World War III. I think Lisa's just so insensitive to even say you have 3 baby daddies when she knows one of her children has passed away.
Yeah.
That's just so Lisa to like not even remember. You know what I mean? Or to not even think of it.
Right.
So yeah. Yikes.
I didn't think of it when she said 3 baby daddies. I was just thinking the daddies. I was not thinking like, oh yeah, that 3rd baby daddy is.
Well, I'm sure she didn't
tragedy,
mean it. Like, I'm sure she didn't mean like your dead child. I'm sure she didn't mean it like that. It's just she's
even
so
Lisa
to be. It's just so Lisa to be that insensitive.
So Lisa's like, I need you to apologize, and he's like, well, Julia, can you apologize? Because you already said your intention was not to hurt her, so I'm going to help you out here. And Julia's like, I'm sorry, no, not at this moment, because what I said did not come from sneaky place. It came from goat place. And Andy's like, all right, well, I'm bored with this, so I'm going to put a pin in it, and we'll come back to this, and I hope there's some resolution before the end of the night between you two, but if not, I really don't care. Because I just would rather talk about other things.
And Lisa's just doing that victim stare like she's just lost another lipstick and just doesn't understand why this keeps happening to her. So then Andy's doing his typical, hunched down in the chair, reading his phone. And they're all talking, during the break and stuff. And Lisa's bending over the couch to get something. And Julia's like, Lisa, even though I'm mad at you right now, your legs are so hot. They're so sexy. Welcome back. So, Nicole, when are you going to have a baby that looks exactly like Robin Williams? Bless his heart, R.I.P. When's that going to happen?
She's like, well, I'm not even sure if I ever want to get married. I just don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to have a conversation about a prenup. So then Andy extends a condolence about her dad, and we talk about Mike and talk about how Nicole was able to tell him that she was expecting, and they're all like, oh yeah, circular life, all that stuff. So then we see a video of like Nicole and her dad. It's very sad. And Larsa's like, wow, your dad had like a great life. Congratulations, he had a great life. Even though like we don't even talk about other people's like moms and dads and this and that like that, but like your dad had a great life.
He had a really big one. I saw it on TV, so like that's good. Yay for him, lucky him.
Yeah, he had a great life, and I mean not as great as like Marcus's dad's, but like it was like a really good life. Like, oh God, I love Marcus. I miss him. Where's Marcus?
By the way, I just want to say about the getting pregnant with Anthony's baby and then being like, well, you know what? I don't even want to get married because like talking about prenup, like I don't need his money because I'm an anesthesiologist. I agree. Listen, more power to you, but don't have, and this goes to everyone or the men in the situation. Don't give him everything. Get married to him and don't have a prenup. I'm team you. Okay, yeah. I tell you that is team you. It doesn't matter what you have without him. He's gonna bring a baby into this world with you, and he's out there buying giant fucking yachts for himself, like bachelor yachts for himself. Nail that down, ma'am, please.
Yeah,
thank you. So just as your friend that you don't know.
Yes.
Your friend who's looking out for you that you don't know. That's some bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Hey grown-ups, the Cat in the Hat Cast is a new podcast from Wondery, perfect for the whole family. Join the Cat in the Hat and your favorite Dr. Seuss characters as they get whisked away on a new adventure every week. Fish dreams of creating his very own polite and quiet podcast. That is, until he gets a surprise visit to his Fishbowl podcast studio from the Cat in the Hat himself, and it becomes very clear that the cat has other plans for the podcast. And those plans are the opposite of quiet. Sing along to new favorite songs, try your luck at Titanic tongue twisters, have some fun with wondrous wordplay, and most importantly, bring your family along for all of the adventures in the Cat in the Hat Cast. Follow the Cat in the Hat Cast on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to the Cat in the Hat Cast early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Wondery Kids Plus on Apple Podcasts today.
So then Nicole's talking more about like how the show, if it weren't for the show, she probably would not have confronted her issues with her dad and like dealt with them. So it's actually worked out really well. And, they got to a place where she accepted him and we're at peace. And then Andy asks like, by the way, like, are you still in touch with, or someone asks, are you still in touch with Isis, the girlfriend? And, well, it turns out that Mike was paying for Isis's apartment and her car. And Nicole's like, well, I mean, he's not around, so I'm not going to pay for that. So that conversation didn't end well.
Yeah, so that chick just wanted Nicole to pay for everything? How does that make any sense? And I guess since she figured since she was going to marry the guy, but you can't marry a guy with children all over the place that he doesn't support and expect anything to be left over, you know, because of course they're going to come through. And he's got a ton of family members. They're going to contest that will, or they're going to try and get whatever money was left, which of course is exactly what happened. You know,
it definitely sucks for Isis. I mean, like, you have
make better choices, Isis. I mean, what the fuck?
And now all of a sudden you just don't have it. So these are lessons to be learned.
Isn't okay? Learn, pay attention.
Yeah,
you're old enough to not
learned
be
for Isis and Lisa. Yeah, you know.
Listen, this show is educational. There's a lot of lessons to be learned on this show.
There's a lot of lessons. So anyway, so Nicole still hasn't even met or found these other siblings that Mike had talked about. And then Andy's like, well, on a lighter note, what's Anthony's reaction to becoming a girl dad? I'm like, oh God, I hate the phrase. I hate the stupid like, girl dad. I'm a girl dad. Girl dad.
And boy mom. I hate that one too. That's another one that's really big. They have their own Reddit. So on the Reddit app, when you're reading it, they start popping up all of these I've told you this before. They start popping up like suggested Reddit for you, and it's just random shit you didn't subscribe to, and it's unfair because before you know it, you're reading all this shit like, how did I get involved in reading like text between like 16-year-olds hating on each other? Like, why am I here? But anyway, one of the more recent ones was girl moms, and they are or boy moms, where they're like, to the girl that tries to break my son's heart. And they're like writing these memes telling off these little girls. I'm like, you're making a peanut butter sandwich for a child that's in kindergarten. Can we lay off?
Yeah, listen, much respect to the dearly departed Kobe Bryant, who I believe is where the girl dad thing started from. It was after he died, someone was sharing a story that he had said, like, I'm a girl dad. And then everyone's like, I'm a girl dad too. But that being said, let's let it be just something that Kobe has, because I'm just like sick of it. I'm sick of like all these dads that think that they're somehow like this somehow exonerates them for anything in life by being like, I'm a girl dad. I'm a girl dad. Like, it's like, we get it. It's enough. You're probably shitty to other people, but you're like, but I'm a girl dad. I can get away with it. I'm not saying that that's what all girl dads are like, but it kind of feels that way. Like, yeah, I'm just a girl dad.
So Andy, basically, this turns back into Julia. Well, it doesn't turn back into it, but basically they all get up, and Nicole is telling Julia, wow, that was crazy. Like, I can't believe that Andy basically told you, would you apologize to Lisa right now? And you refused. And she's like, well, I didn't say she's a bad mother, so why would I apologize? I said terrible, horrible, awful mother. This is all I said. And she's like, well, you know, you should do the thing where you're like, I'm sorry that you were hurt, even if you're not sorry, which is like the worst apology ever. And Julia even refused to do that. She's like, no, I will not do that.
Yeah. But then Julia goes and knocks on Lisa's door, and she's like, I need to talk to you. And she's like, why are you crying? Oh, did someone take away your forks too? She goes, no. It happened on Saturday. And she tells a story about like her daughter was going off to leave home to go to a new job, and she's moving to Washington. And so Julia's dad, in an effort to try to comfort her, is like, look at these baby photos of her, look how far she's come. But he accidentally sent a photo of Max, which is obviously extremely triggering for her. And so that was what was on her mind when she watched that scene back. And so then she just starts to sob, and she's like, I know my dad was making a mistake, and I know you didn't mean it like that, da 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 da. So they they bury the hatchet, and it's just like, God, I just feel so bad for Julia, because this has really affected her so badly, and they're probably gonna have to talk about it again in part 3 when they talk about that gondola ride.
So then Lisa goes back to the stage, and she's like, Andy, I just wanted you to know we had a very real moment at the break without cameras. Except, I mean, of course there were cameras, but it wasn't these cameras. It was different cameras. So I just wanted you to know. She apologized. And he's like, literally do not care. Okay. And Julia's like, we needed a moment alone. It was so personal, so sincere. We had to do it. He's like, literally do not care. I'm off the clock right now. Thanks.
I gave her I gave her my favorite fork. Okay, great. All right,
So then-
everyone, welcome back.
And then we
Gertie.
talk about Gertie's cancer, and that we talk about how black women just don't get checked. You know, that there's Gertie's being
Lack
a
of
spokesperson
resources.
for
And
for
education.
people without the same resources, and trying to advocate for people who need help or whatever. And so that's a nice segment. And Andy's like, and she didn't just fight cancer, she Gertified it. Let's get to that. And so then that's it's that segment. It's a big long.
It's great. I mean, it's not great that she had to go through it, but seeing her with her kids and with Russell was really touching and moving. And but then, of course, what we're really here for, he's like, so by the way, your cancer journey wasn't without controversy. Crystal from Light says, Larsa, word to the wise, when someone reveals they have cancer, don't say, how was I supposed to know that? Followed by, how do you know? Why would that be your first response, Larsa, aside from you just being a generally terrible person?
But I feel like I've never been in a position where someone sits you down and then argues with you for 30 minutes until you're so confused. She called me fake. And Gertie's like, oh my God, you were arguing with me? I was in my zone of darkness. Okay, I was in my zone of darkness, and for you, I said, who's the fakest? What's that compared to I have cancer? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you?
But no one's comparing, and Gertie's like, I'm going to demand respect, and I want my timeline. And it's like, well, when Larsa had loose lips about Gertie's diagnosis, so the stormy friendship evolved into a Category 5 hurricane. So now we see the full package of Larsa just telling everyone everything, and Gertie's like, secrets matter, Larsa, secrets matter. And Larsa's like, I'm telling you what's what my understanding is, okay, I'm just trying to explain to you, Gertie, why can't I explain it to you,
Yeah. And Larsa's like, you know what, I thought it was about if I went to TMZ or something. So stupid. And Andy's like, looking back, do you feel like you owe her an apology? And she goes, I've apologized 30,000 times And Gertie's like, oh really? Because guess what never came? The apology. The apology never came. I can tell you that much. I've been waiting by my door. The apology never came. So I don't know who you think you apologized to, but it was not me. And Andy's like, well, why would you tell the women? And she goes, because I feel like I wanted the women to rally around her and give her love, Andy. And she goes, what women? Those women were your friends. I don't know those women. I don't want those women rallying around me. Who are those women?
Yeah, we're gonna love on her. No, thank you. You know them. I don't know them. You don't have the right to tell strangers.
Oh,
okay.
really? Well, they're nice girls though. So.
Oh yeah, they are really nice girls, but they're not my girls. They're not my girls.
They're nice though. So they
but they're
really
not my
know how to
girls.
hold iPhone cameras. So.
Mascot. So Andy's like, okay, well, at the lunch, she said, don't tell the girls. Right. So by that I interpreted that as tell the girls. Yeah, but she said don't. So I should tell the girls. Got it. No, but don't tell the girls. Okay, my understanding was I shouldn't put it on social media, but I should put it on social media.
It only counts if I put it on social media. And Gertie's like, oh my God, if you were confused, the least you could do is text me about it. Because here's what I need right now. Ownership, okay? It was hard already, and you made it worse on me. And she goes, oh my God, I did not make it hard for you, my love. I did not.
No. You made it harder. You made it much harder for me. You made it very, 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 very difficult for me. No, you made it hard for me to be a friend for you. Actually.
And she goes, Larsa, I have the right to tell you you hurt me. She goes, yeah, but you hurt me you hurt me.
You hurt me too,
Larsa
XYZ
on a show where literally nobody listens, Larsa is the worst. I mean, that's quite a crown to take,
The fact that she, the woman with cancer is you hurt me by telling people, but you hurt me because you made it hard for me to be a better friend to you when you got mad at me when I told my friends about your cancer. That hurt me. That's not good. And Gertie's like, you know what? I don't have the energy to deal with this density. No, these boobs, my butt is real. It's not dense. It's not fake. What are you talking about?
There's literally nothing fake about me.
There's nothing fake. It's
oh
hard
my
for me.
Gosh. What a show.
I know. We have
hilarious.
We still have one more reunion episode left. These women really do bring it. I love this show. I want more people to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Watch it.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for being with us today. We will be back later this week with other things. Many, many other things. Go get tickets for the Netflix Comedy Festival and our European tour. Also, Patreon links for this bonus, or this, sorry, not bonus, this episode, also this video, Crappens On Demand video, over at patreon.com. And we will talk to you all next time, okay?
Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.